More. Let's welcome in member of the Homeland Security Committee, Mississippi Congressman Mike Ezell. Congressman, great to have you on this morning. And I get the message from the House Speaker right there, but I'm not convinced. And I know it's difficult to understand Joe Biden with the rotor spinning of Marine One in the background there. Why he doesn't just hold a press conference, I have no idea. But I'm not convinced that Republicans are winning the messaging battle here when it comes to reaching the American people. I think a lot of people believe the White House when they hear, hey, Republicans in Congress won't pass a bill to give me the tools I need to secure the border, even though it's not true.
Yeah, it's not true. Exactly right. And we stayed up here all night listening to the Democrats making up every excuse in the world they could. President Biden and Mayorkas are not doing their job. They could take care of this in a matter of a few weeks if they would just follow the law that's on the books right now. We heard every excuse in the world last night, and I'm coming from 42 years as a law enforcement officer. Mayorkas systematically has not enforced the law since he has been the secretary, and everybody knows it. All you got to do is open your eyes, and the American people are demanding that we do something. And we took action last night, although we heard every excuse in the world while we can't secure the border. You can secure that border with the men and women that you have in Border Patrol right now if they would just allow them to do their job. The Mayorkas and Biden are putting plans together, policy together to keep the men and women of law enforcement from doing their job.
Yeah, a lot of this stemming from opposition to the proposed border security bill in the Senate that looks like it could actually worsen the crisis. Take a listen to what Speaker Johnson had to say.
The president is trying to flip the script. He wants to try to blame House Republicans in some way for the national security and humanitarian catastrophes that he caused. I can't make a full judgment on the national security supplemental as the full details have not yet been released. But based on the news reports of this agreement that have been leaked, that Secretary Mayorkas, by the way, helped negotiate, it seems the new authority to shut down the border would kick in only after as many as 5,000 illegal crossings happen each day. Why? Why would we do that?
So Biden says he's done all he can do regarding executive authority, but that's not true at all. He can use presidential authority to restrict entry to the U.S. if he wanted to. So is a bill necessary to fix the problems at the border?
No, the law's on the books. We secured this country forever, and no country is secure without a border. And, the law is on the books. They created this crisis. Now they want to try to throw them more money at it so they can continue to nursemaid these people coming across the border and give them all these free benefits. And this is absolutely ridiculous. They created this crisis. They created policy that does not allow the men and women in Border Patrol to do their jobs. I've talked to those men and women down there. I went to the southern border, spoke to them firsthand. They're being made to make sandwiches and play nursemaid to these people coming across here, which could be easily stopped. Remain in Mexico, do the things that were going on when President Trump was in office. We can get this under control in a matter of a very short period of time. They do not want to secure this border, and they want to try to blame us for the crisis they created.
Yeah, and you think it's about sort of replenishing Democratic voter rolls over the next several years?
Oh, absolutely.
You got 8 million illegals in the country now that will seemingly have the ability to vote in future elections.
Right. And, we have 1.8 million gotaways that we know of, and they didn't come here to do us well. They've come here to do us harm. And so the Democrats are doing nothing but trying to stack up the numbers against the Republicans and what the will of the majority of the people of America want: a safe and secure place to live and raise their families. And they are hell-bent on stopping us at every chance they get. They created this crisis, but we're going to do everything within our power as members of Congress to stop it.
And as we know, the Homeland Security Committee approving the articles of impeachment against Alejandro Mayorkas. When do you see that final vote happening?
I see it coming up next week. I believe we're going to have the votes to get it. And, I'm working hard to do my part. This is a country that we all love and cherish, and we got to take care of it. That's why I ran for Congress.
Congressman, any appetite from your colleagues on the left in the Democratic Party for this to happen? Do you expect any Democrats to vote to impeach Alejandro Mayorkas?
This will be right down party lines. There will be no Democrat support for this whatsoever. And, so many of those people, they're catching hell over this thing because of the stuff that's going on in New York and some of these other blue states. They are catching it, but they will still vote right down party lines. They're going to suffer for it at some point.
Yeah, even Democrats that might be in purple districts that voted for Trump in 2016 and 2020.
Absolutely. You know, I'm telling you, these folks are, you know, they're concerned about one thing, their reelection, their own little empire, and they could care less about the hardworking everyday man and woman that get up and go to work every day here in America like the rest of us.
Remarkable. It hasn't happened since 1876. And do you think the prevailing wind says this is dead on arrival in the Senate? What do you think happens to this in the Senate if you guys pass impeaching Mayorkas in the House next week?
Well, we can only hope and pray that some of these senators will come to their senses. We have got to show the American people that we're up here working. We were up here till 1:30 last night, listening to all the loudmouth lawyer talk, and the American people are sick of that. And I hope that the senators will come to their senses, and let's get this done.
All right. Congressman Mike Ezell, great being with you this morning. Thank you.
Thank you.
We want